The Leafs have just one win against the playoff team in the last 4 weeks. Now they've lost 3 straight. Not only did they lose, they lost all 3 by at least 3 goals. And they only scored a grand total of 4 goals over those 3 losses. So, Bruce, answer this for me. A bad week or a warning sign?
Well, I think it's both. I mean, it's a bad week, but I mean, the warning sign is you got to get the power play better, Gino, and that's because when you start scoring goals on the power play, the confidence builds and everything else goes better. I think the other thing too is it'll be taking nothing away from goaltending and everything, but this is the first time Wall's played an awful lot of games too in a row, and I think it'd be good to get Stolarz back and get healthy again. But I mean, I'm not worried about this team, and I've said it before. I love the makeup of the team. I love the way Craig has got the team playing. They're in a little bit of a rut right now, but you know what I've always said? I said the difference between a rut and a groove, they both mean the same thing, but they're on different ends of the spectrum. Right now they're in a rut. It's going to take no time at all before they get back in the groove at all. And you'll see it. It's coming soon.
Well, question marks surround John Tavares after he got hurt in practice. They're also still looking for answers on their top line right now, Bruce. Lorentz was the latest player to get a look with Matthews and Marner, but it didn't even last for 2 periods. If you were running the Leafs, what would you do with that top line?
You know what? In the end, you try experimenting when things aren't going the way you want them, but always you end up coming back to it. And I think they keep coming back to their first line of Matthews, Marner, Nyes, and I mean, maybe it's individually that their games are a little off, but eventually they're going to start getting back together where all 3 are on the same page again. But that's the number 1 line. That's the line that they put together, and I think it's the line you got to stick with through thick and thin. There are times when you change it up because you know, as a coach, you know that they're not just on the same wavelength. But in the end, they will be back together, and they will be the line that carries the Leafs through most of the rough spots during the course of the year.
Hey, look, Sheldon Keefe is set to make his first trip back to Toronto since the Leafs fired him last season. Is this team closer to winning a cup now than they were when he was behind the bench?
You know, I really think they are. I think they play the right way. And I hate that term because I think any way is the right way when you're all playing together. But the Leafs play together. Their defense is solid. I mean, it looks like to me that they're not all goal hungry and that they need to score goals to pad their stats. I like the makeup. I think this team their defense are big and strong, and when push comes to shove in the playoffs, I think that's what you need, big, strong defense. And so I think they're further ahead this year. They're not going to be a run and gun team, but they're going to play defense. And I mean, and you'll see it this week when they play New Jersey. They'll get back to the game they want to play. I think they're going to. New Jersey's in for a rough game when they play the Leafs.
For those keeping track of what the Leafs and Devils have done since the coaching changes, the Leafs are 6 points better than they were on this day last year, while the Devils are 10 points better. So right now, it sounds like a win-win so far.